Welcome back, folks. It's Friday. This is Snap and Yap. If you're not familiar with me or my channel, this is my mini-series where I try to give you something photo or videography related that's entertaining, that's valuable in less time than it takes to leave a hate comment on YouTube. Yeah, I want to take some time to talk about real street photography and why the whole concept is kind of bullshit to me. And if you want to jump straight into that, there are going to be chapters in this video down below, so just mouse over the progress bar and click to wherever you want to go. But for those of you who have been following me in the series, I meant to say this last week, I'm going to say it this week instead. I miscounted. Last Friday was Snap and Yap 10. I said it was 9, it was in fact 10. This is Snap and Yap 11. And that's kind of a milestone. If you didn't know, which you wouldn't because, you know, I didn't tell anybody this, so how could you know? My goal was always to do 10 and see how it goes, see if anybody watches it, and go from there. Let me tell you folks, I'm very excited to say that I am going to absolutely continue snapping and yapping because the support, the enthusiasm around these videos has been overwhelmingly positive and encouraging, and I just can't thank you enough for pouring thousands of views into these videos. It's crazy. You know, this series is about not wasting your time, so in the spirit of that, let's now cut to the chase. Got the tangerine vanilla seltzer today because it's Tuesday and I'm trying to stay focused. So yeah, Monday's video was all about how to approach people on the street, overcome street photography anxiety. Really my only strategy for that. But if you know me, you know I am no Bruce Gilden. This stuff is not what I normally try and pursue. I have always said that I am a postcard street photographer, basically meaning that I don't like to get up in people's faces most of the time. I consider it a tool that I enjoy having in my tool belt, but not something that is like a core part of how I shoot or even really what I look for out in the real world. And whenever I make content on the internet, I try to come from a place of encouragement. I want to encourage people to create, empower you to do something or inspire you, you know, not ever discourage anyone from doing something a certain way. Even when I do say something negative or critical about Fujifilm or whatever, I'm really only trying to share my experience and get my point of view across. And so it got me thinking, when you make a video like that, it can kind of feel alienating if that's not really your jam. And in the street photography world and the street photography community, there's this really toxic, intense subset of people who are like convinced that they are the street photography police, that they have to find people who aren't doing real street photography or proper street photography, you know, the way that Bruce Gilden intended. It doesn't matter. You know, street photography communities, in my experience, can be really positive, but they can also breed this pointless, testosterone-ridden tough guy energy too. It's really pervasive to the point where some photographers have made it their mission to like defend street photography online. That think that if you aren't jamming a 35mm lens, you know, 3 feet away from somebody's face and blasting them with a flash, that's not real street photography. You don't belong in the genre. I think fortunately for all of us, this mindset is kind of fading away. It's kind of going away, but it does still exist. And I do still see people in YouTube comments or whatever, like railing against the idea that somebody would dare to call anything street photography that doesn't fit their like specific outline of what a street image should look like. To me, it's just hilarious in general when artists try to police each other or put, you know, boundaries or rules or guidelines towards art. It's art. The point is to express yourself, to create work that moves you, that shows people how you see the world. I, full stop, do not care if anyone can smell the street when they look at my images. Bruce Gilden, whatever he may feel about street photography, he doesn't seem like the type of person I would personally want to sit down and have a coffee with and discuss art and photography. So this is just my quick rant about real street photography, why it's a stupid concept, and just a note of encouragement to say if you've ever felt like you can't call yourself a street photographer or whatever, just a reminder, it's a label. It doesn't matter. If someone deems that my work or your work doesn't belong in the street photography canon, you know, oh well. All that matters is what we felt when we created the work, when we created the image, and whether or not we resonate with the art that we make. And so if you like the images that you walk away with, who cares what anybody calls you or doesn't call you? But that's gonna do it for this one. Thank you as always. Again, thank you so much for the support. Really, it means the world to me. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, help me out with the algorithm, and let me know if you agree. Do you think that street photography needs these rules and guidelines, or are you more in line with me, kind of a freer approach where it's just a label, it doesn't really matter? Let me know, I want to hear from you. But with that, I'll be back as always on Monday. Very, very excited for this next video. Definitely tune in, help me make sure it doesn't flop. But other than that, have a great weekend, take a bunch of photos, and I will see you soon.